Okay, this is Council President Kelly. We're going to begin our council meeting of July 14th, 2020. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Biassiata, Director Blah Pignatello,
Here.
Director of Finance Ferniak,
Here.
Councilman at Large Elliott,
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Kelly,
Here.
Councilman at Large Kuyu,
Here.
Ward 1 Councilman Kiriazis,
Here.
Ward 2 Councilman Martin,
Here.
Ward 3 Councilman Snitsky,
Present.
Ward 4 Councilman Delaquila,
Here.
Director of Public Service and Properties Johnson,
Here.
Building Commissioner Grassi,
Present.
Engineer Collins.
Here.
This is Council President Kelly. I'd like to make a motion to excuse Mayor Biassiata. He's out sick this evening, and our Director, Tony Terry, he's on vacation if there's no division of the question. Is there a second?
I'll second. Councilman Elliott. I second the motion.
Councilman Elliott, you second. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Kiriazis,
Yes.
Kuyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll now have the reading and the disposal of the journal.
Madam President,
Councilman Kuya.
having read the minutes of the regular meeting of June 23rd, 2020, I find no errors or omission, and therefore I move to accept the minutes as submitted.
I second the motion. Councilman Elliott.
Roll call.
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Kiriazis,
Yes.
Kuyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Moving on to the consent agenda, there are no submissions for July 14th, 2020. Council Clerk, do we have any resolutions of accommodation this evening?
There are none.
Thank you. Moving on to reports of committees, Planning, Zoning, and Economic Development.
Yes, Madam President, this is Councilman Snitsky, Planning, Zoning, and Economic Development. Last met on 6/23. Minutes are on file with the clerk. Next meeting will be 7/28.
Thank you, Councilman Snitsky. Public Works.
Yes, Madam President. Public Works met on June 9th, and our last meeting. Our next meeting will be August 11th, and minutes are on file with Clerk of Council.
Thank you, Councilman Kuya. Community Services.
Madam President,
Councilman
this is
Kuya.
Councilman Kiriazis for Community Services. Our last meeting was this evening, and our next meeting, I'm going to ask you a question. Are we meeting in August, or is the next committee meeting going to be in September?
The next meeting will be in September.
Okay, so the next community service meeting will be September 8th. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Police and Safety.
Thank you, Madam President. Our meeting was held today. Next meeting will not be held until September. The minutes will be on file with the clerk by then.
Parks and Recreation.
Madam President. Parks and Recreation will be meeting July 28th.
Rules, ordinances, and ethics.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, Councilman Delacola. The last meeting of the Rules Committee was on June 23rd. Those minutes are on Council Clerk. Our next meeting will be July 28th.
Thank you, Councilman Delacola. Finance, Civil Service, and Personnel, our last meeting was June 23rd of 2020. The minutes are on file with the clerk, and our next meeting will be July 28th. Are there any appointments or confirmations this evening? The mayor's not here, so I don't believe there are. Are there any communications, petitions, or claims?
Yes, I have one email I'd like to acknowledge from Liz Listowka. She was writing to the mayor's office. She wants to share some positive feedback with you regarding a couple of your service team members, Mike and Michael. We live at 800 Firethorn and have been dealing with flooding because of the creek that butts up to our property, overflowing when it rains. It's been this way for 20 plus years. As long as we have lived here, and no one has bothered to do anything outside of checking to be sure where the creek meets, the sewer is free of debris from time to time. These two guys have done more in the last 2 weeks trying to engineer and come up with solutions to help the sewer capacity and deter water when the creek water level rises rapidly. I don't know at this point if what they have done has helped or not, but the fact that they sincerely made efforts and understood our frustration speaks volumes. Please do acknowledge them so their hard work does not go unnoticed. So many people complain. It's nice to hear the good stuff every once in a while. Thanks, David and Liz Listowka. She also went on to compliment our Service Department Secretary, Susan Oyster. And the Michaels that she was referring to, in case anybody is not familiar, are Mike Vano and Mike Baumgartner. And that's all we have.
Great, thank you so much. That's always nice to hear. Great job to our service department. Okay, we're going to move on to our ordinances and resolutions. We're going to have the second reading of ordinance number 48-2020.
Ordinance number 48, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata, Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Kuriazis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquila. An ordinance to amend Section 123.01, publication as contained in Chapter 123, Ordinances and Resolutions of Title III, Legislative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of adjusting posting requirements to conform with the city charter.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to Planning Commission recommendations.
Madam President.
Councilman Snitsky.
Yes, based on the recommendations of the Planning Commission on July 9th, if there's no division of the question, I would like to accept the recommendations of the Planning Commission of July 9th to authorize and approve, number one, ordinance number 49-2020, a proposed amendment to Section 976.03B to effect a change in uses permitted in the Broadview Road Development District Parcel 2 to include fast food as permitted use in said district. And number two, ordinance number 50-2020, a proposed submission to the electors of the City of Seven Hills of the proposed amendment to Section 976.03B set forth in proposed ordinance number 49-2020. Both proposals referred by the Planning Commission unanimously to City Council on June 23rd as set forth in the Planning Commission's report and recommendation of July 10th, 2020. Can I get a second?
Martin, second.
Roll call.
Delaquila,
I will continue to recuse myself on these matters.
thank you. Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Okay. It has been authorized and approved. Moving on to ordinance number 49-2020. We'll have the second reading.
Ordinance 49, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, and Snitsky. An ordinance to amend section 976.03B, parcel 2, Broadview Road, south of Hillside, as contained in section 976, permitted buildings and uses, as contained in chapter 976, Broadview Road Development District, of Title IX Zoning Use Districts of Part 9 Planning and Zoning Code of the codified ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of effecting a change in uses permitted in said zoning district to include fast food as a permitted use in said zoning district.
Thank you. We'll now have the second reading of ordinance number 50-2020.
Ordinance number 50, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, and Snitsky. An ordinance to provide for the submission to the electors of the City of Seven Hills a proposed amendment to the zoning code of the City of Seven Hills by amending section 976.03B, parcel 2, Broadview Road, south of Hillside, as contained in section 976, permitted buildings and uses, as contained in chapter 976, Broadview Road Development District, of Title IX Zoning Districts of Part 9 Planning and Zoning Code of the codified ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of effecting a change in uses permitted in said zoning district to include fast food as a permitted use in said zoning district.
Thank you. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance number 51-2020.
Ordinance number 51, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance providing for the submission to the electors of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, a certain charter amendment pursuant to Article 10 of the Charter of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending Article 14, voter approval of zoning changes, Section 7, planned unit development ordinances.
Thank you. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance number 52-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance 52-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Delaquilla, second the motion.
Roll call.
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 52, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio with Glenn's Landing, LLC, regarding required sidewalk installation along Lombardo Center South and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to approve the emergency clause in section 3 of the ordinance.
Roll call.
Delaquilla.
Roll call, please.
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to pass ordinance number 52-2020 as an emergency measure.
I second the motion. Delaquila?
Roll call?
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 52-2020 has passed. Moving on to the first reading of ordinance number 53-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin, I move that we suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 53-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Delaquila, second.
Roll call?
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 53, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata. Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquila. An ordinance approving the dedication plat of Lombardo Center South, accepting the dedication of Lombardo Center South, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President, Councilman Martin,
Councilman Martin.
I move to approve the emergency clause in section 3 of the ordinance.
Delaquila, second the motion.
Roll call?
Delaquila, Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President, Councilman Martin,
Councilman Martin.
I move that we pass ordinance number 53-2020 as an emergency measure.
Delaquila, second the motion.
Roll call?
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 53-2020 has passed. Moving on to the first reading of ordinance number 54-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 54-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Councilman Koyu, I second that.
Roll call?
Delaquila,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 54, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata. Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquila. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a collective bargaining agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Ohio Council 8 and Local 3557, Clerical Technical Chapter, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, for the purpose of memorializing wage negotiations with various city employees and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move that we approve the emergency clause found in the last section of ordinance number 54-2020.
I seconded Councilman Kuyu.
Roll call?
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President, I move that we pass ordinance number 54-2020 as an emergency measure.
Madam President, Councilman Kuyu seconds that.
Roll call?
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 54-2020 is passed. Moving on to the first reading of ordinance number 55-2020.
Madam President, Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin.
Yes, I move that we suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 55-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Delaquilla, second.
Roll call?
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 55-2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a collective bargaining agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Ohio Council 8 and Local 3557 Service, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, for the purpose of memorializing wage negotiations with various city employees and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President, Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin.
Yes, I move to approve the emergency clause in Section 3 of the ordinance.
Delaquilla, second.
Roll call? Roll call?
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President, Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin.
Yes, I move to pass ordinance number 55-2020 as an emergency measure.
Delaquilla, second.
Roll call?
Delaquilla, Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 55-2020 has passed. We'll have the first reading now of ordinance number 56-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Kuyu.
I move to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 56-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second that?
Roll call?
Delaquilla,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 56, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata And councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance to appropriate an additional sum of $27,571.05 payable to Cargill Incorporated for change order to ordinance number 176, 2019, passed by the Council of the City of Seven Hills on December 3rd, 2019, which authorized the purchase of 4,000 ton of road salt through the Ohio Department of Transportation Consortium contract. Said additional sum representing 2019-2020 storage fees for 1,838.07 tons of road salt, not ordered by the city but committed to purchase by December 31st, 2020, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Khalil.
I move to approve the emergency clause in Section 2 of the ordinance.
Second the motion?
Roll call.
Delaquilla?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Khalil.
I move to pass ordinance number 56-2020 as an emergency measure.
Second the motion?
Roll call.
Delaquilla?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Ordinance 56-2020 has passed. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance number 57-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 57-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
I second the motion. Elliott?
Roll call.
Delaquilla? Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Ordinance number 57, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance to appropriate the sum of $40,644.81 for the furnishing of all labor and performing all work for the 2020 pavement markings program in the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, determining and accepting the bid of American Roadway Logistics of Norton, Ohio to be the lowest and best bid therefore, authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract for said program and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to approve the emergency clause in Section 6 of this ordinance.
Second by Elliott?
Roll call.
Delaquilla?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Curriasis.
I move to pass ordinance number 57-2020 as an emergency measure.
Second by Elliott?
Roll call.
Delaquilla? Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 57-2020 has passed. We'll now have the second reading of amended resolution number 15-2020.
Amended Resolution Number 15, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata, Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Kuriakis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. A resolution determining to proceed to submit to the electors of the City of Seven Hills question of an additional 1.4 mil tax levy for parks and recreational purposes pursuant to Section 5705.19H of the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. We'll now have we'll have the second reading of amended resolution number 16-2020.
Madam President?
Councilman Delaquilla.
Thank you. I move that council suspend the rules under the charter and reads amended resolution number 16-2020 by title only for its second and final reading.
Councilman Martin, second.
Roll call.
Delaquilla.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriakis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended Resolution Number 16, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Kuriakis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. A resolution approving the proposed alternate tax budget for the City of Seven Hills, Ohio for the fiscal year 2021 and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Thank you. I move that council approves the emergency provision in section 3 of amended resolution 16-2020.
Councilman Martin, second.
Roll call.
Delaquilla.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriakis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Thank you, Delaquilla. I move that council adopts resolution number 16-2020 as an emergency measure.
A second. Roll call.
Delaquilla.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriakis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended resolution number 16-2020 has been adopted. Moving on to the, there's no reports and communications from the Mayor and Safety Director this evening. He is absent. We'll move on to the reports from the Directors of the Department, starting with the Director of Finance, Mr. Director Petrunia.
Finance Director Truniak. I have two recurring reminders for the residents. One being tomorrow, July 15th, is the deadline to file your city income taxes with the Regional Income Tax Agency. And reminder being that the annual sewer maintenance bills were sent out in early June, and payment is due back to the Finance Department by August 1st. Any unpaid fees, along with a 10% penalty, will be certified to the county auditor and included on the resident's property tax bill for next year. And that concludes my report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Petrunia. Director of Law, Richard Pignatello.
I have no report this evening.
Thank you, sir. Director Johnson of Public Service and Properties.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. No report this evening.
Thank you, sir. Our City Engineer, Dan Collins.
Thank you, Madam President.
My latest report is on file with the mayor's office. That's all I have this evening. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Building Commissioner Grassi?
Good evening. Thank you, Madam President. I would like to begin with a brief update on the building department activities and projects over the past few weeks. There have been a steady flow of permit applications for smaller homeowner type projects like pools, decks, sheds, fences, and minor interior renovations, along with the consistent number of permit approvals issued to contractors for the Hemlock Creek sanitary sewer tie-ins. The progress of the Myers main store is evident when you drive by. The precast walls are in place and the steel structural components are on site and ready to be installed. The Myers convenience store, the progress may not be as evident as you drive by, but the footers are complete for the building and the pump dispensary canopy, and the underground holding tanks have been installed. The Omni Senior Living project on Rockside Road is progressing smoothly. The assisted living and memory care sections are nearing 75% completion. The independent living villas are in the rough inspection stages. And I would like to note that the Zoning Board of Appeals will meet on Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m. That's tomorrow, and there are 2 variance requests on the agenda. That completes my report. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Director, for the update. We'll move on to miscellaneous comments from council members. We'll begin with Councilman Snitsky.
Good evening, everyone. Not much to say tonight. I want to, again, as always, thank you to the service department, the fire department, and the police department for continuing their efforts during this pandemic crisis. It's kind of sad that we've gone from okay to worse in the last few weeks. So everybody be responsible to your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers and wear your masks when you're in a confined space, please. And everybody stay healthy and enjoy summertime. That's it for me.
Thank you, Councilman Snitsky. Councilman Martin, any miscellaneous comments?
This evening, no additional comments other than I agree with Mr. Snitsky and follow his rules. That's the appropriate action this time in this conditions that we're facing. To do otherwise is, in my opinion, not responsible.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kuriazis, any miscellaneous comments?
I have nothing tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Koyu, any miscellaneous?
I have no comments this evening, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman Koyu. Councilman Elliott, miscellaneous comments?
I have nothing tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Delaquila, miscellaneous?
Thank you, Madam President. No further remarks this evening.
Thank you, sir. I have a brief comment to make. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our safety services, police and fire for getting the job done every day. And I'd also like to give a shout out to American Freight for their generous donations to our fire department. That was very nice and very well needed. So thank you very much. I have no further comments this evening. If there's no other further comments by anyone else, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. And I will do that at 8:13 p.m.
I'll second.
Who's the second, please?
Delaquila, second.
Roll call, please.
Delaquila? Delaquila?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly? Yes. Kuriazis?
Yes.
Koyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes, and good evening, everyone.
Okay, we are adjourned. 8:13. Thank you so much, folks. Have a good evening and be